Hey dolls, welcome to today's video. Today is a simple get ready with me for work. I thought that I would do a little get ready with me just to explain to y'all the tips and tricks that I do during my makeup routine to make everything cohesive and to make sure everything comes together at the very end. I wanted to make sure this video was more on the basic side. I think now would be like the perfect opportunity for me to upload a video like this, just because everything else on my channel is very complicated and everything else really is about like the the piercings that I glued on my face or how I splotched the blood on my face and things like that. And so I just wanted to do a simple get ready with me with no intensity to it, just like a basic. As you know, I will say this every time, but the most important step before you put on your foundation, before you do anything to your face, is putting on your skincare and learning what type of moisturizer, what type of sunscreen goes well with your foundation. Because if they don't have compatible ingredients, what it's gonna do is the makeup that you put on your face is going to start peeling with those products, those skincare products that you applied before. So you really just want to pay attention that what you're doing before works and helps and pushes your foundation to look even better, and making sure that it's not bringing it down. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of the times we don't pay attention and we're just like, okay, we're gonna throw it on my face and then put on our foundation, and then you're like, okay, why doesn't my foundation work? Why doesn't it blend out good? Why doesn't it look flawless like all of these other people's? First of all, nobody's perfect, and what you see online is not accurate to what you see in person. But a lot of the times it's what you do before that matters the most. We're going to use my two favorite, and it's the Peach and Lily, and this is going to be the Ultra Plush Rich Cream, and this one is going to be the Transparency Pro Brightening Moisturizer. This one is one of my favorites. So right now I'm going in with that Ultra Plush Rich Cream. Now that we're done with our skincare, we're gonna go ahead and go in with our brows. Benefit 24-hour brow gel. And this stuff is one of my favorite products. I'm going to brush down the brow. I've gone back to thin brows, y'all, and I love it. Brush them up. So these are the brows once they're gelled down. Now we're going to go in with the NYX, and this is the NYX Lift and Snatch. This is the Juvia's Place Concealer, and this is in the shade 16. I did get it a little bit dark, but it blends out fine, so that's why I'm okay with using it. And I apply a line like that and a line right here. I would say a tip for blending things is, if you're going in with a beauty blender, making sure it's a little bit damp, because I feel like when it's dry, it makes the blending look more patchy. If you're using a brush, making sure your brushes are always clean, because if you let that foundation get stale on your brush, it's just going to create so much bacteria, and it's probably going to break you out. It's going to make your makeup look cakey or dry. So that's a tip I would use when blending. And I'm just gonna put concealer over my blemishes. This is a tip I use whenever my acne is a little bit, whenever my acne is acting out a little bit, I like to go over any blemish that I have with the concealer, and I let it sit here for a few minutes, max 5 minutes. 2 to 3 would be good, just to almost let it set. Now that I've let it sit on my face for just a few minutes, I'm gonna go in with my foundation. The one we're gonna be using today is the Fenty Beauty one, and this is the new one that she came out with, which is the soft lit. Oh shit, I almost dropped it. And like I said, in order to cover up these blemishes to the best of my ability, I let it sit and then go over it with my foundation and blend it out that way. I don't blend it out before and then apply the foundation. No. And as you can see, I am avoiding the eye area. The reason that I do this is because I go in with quite a bit of concealer, and I feel like when I go in under with the foundation as well, it's just more room for creasing, more room for patchiness and it making it look dry. So I don't put foundation there just because I go in with plenty of concealer. Now I'm going in with a little bit of blush, and I want to use the Milani blush. Baby, focus. And this is in the shade 130 Blushing Berry. I got this at Walmart and I love her. She is very, very pretty. It almost reminds me of the ones from Fenty. I'm just gonna go in with another beauty blender and do that type of motion and have it right there. Welcome back. Do y'all know that? Okay, never mind. All right, we're gonna go ahead and blend this out. And I always like to blend the brighter one down and then up and then down and then up and then down. So now we're gonna go ahead and set our entire face. Now with this, I wanna mention that the way that I set is what I recommend, and I have a few tips and tricks for this as well. For under the eyes, I always like accentuating them and making them look brighter than the rest of my face. Obviously, you can highlight a few points like here in the forehead and here in the chin if you'd like. You can see like a natural glow there and a natural glow in the center of your forehead. So the T-zone area, you can always highlight and it brings it out and it makes it always look very, very well. I always like to go in with the translucent. As you can see, this one is very, very pale and white. This is in the shade 05 Fair. I would recommend, if you have a darker complexion, always set with a loose setting powder or a pressed powder around the outer part of your face with the same tone or similar tone. I always excuse me, I always go in with one that's slightly tan for the rest of my face, and under the eyes I go in with a translucent one. So if you have that darker complexion that I mentioned, you can use similar tone or same tone for the face. And then for under the eyes, just make sure that it's a little bit brighter. If you use a translucent, it might make it look ashy or a little bit what's the other word I'm looking for? like it just doesn't look well. So it might make you look washed out a little bit if you go in with the translucent. But yeah, those are just my tips when it comes to powder and the color of the powder, because I know some people do have questions about the powder and the colors and what they do and how much of a difference it makes. The first thing we're gonna do, and the first thing that I do whenever I set my makeup, is going just in with the under eyes, just so that I can get it over with, because I do it a very particular way. We're gonna dip our powder puff in here, dust off the excess, because we're not setting, or I'm sorry, we're not baking, so you wanna tap off any excess. All right. And before you set your powder, look up like this, and you can see all these lines under the eyes. If you have lines under your eyes, I do. So I always look up like this, make sure my eyes are looking up, and I'm gonna blend out these lines, and then we go ahead and set. Well, undo that just to make sure there's no creases there. Because I crease quite a bit around that mouth area. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and bake under the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with our bronzer. This is the one from Fenty Beauty, and this is in the shade, is it Bajan? Is it Bajan or Bahan? I don't know how to read. Literally so gorgeous. Like, just look at her. She's beautiful. She's stunning. Okay, this is the Morphe brush, and it's in okay, this is the Morphe brush. This is the M101 complexion. It's the perfect shape for my humongous forehead. So I like to just go ahead and go all over her, really. And I like to bring it down right here. For this, I don't really have any tips other than blend. Blending is very important. And if you don't blend, you look crazy. So yeah. And next, we're gonna do our nose contour. But we're gonna use the Juvia's Place bronzing palette instead of the Fenty one. With nose contour, I don't have any tips either. I would say just blend it out. And you'll know what type of contour suits your nose best. If you don't really focus on contouring too much, and it's not something that you really care about on your makeup, that's totally okay. It's just me personally, like, I really love nose contour. I like to make my nose look so tiny and itty bitty bitty, little teeny bitty. So yeah, it's to each their own, you know. Now we're gonna go in with the Fit Me, and this is a pressed powder, and we're gonna go ahead and just shape it out and set it. Does my nose look itty bitty? Now we're gonna go ahead and do eyeshadow. Be Born This Way the Natural Nudes palette, and we'll just go in with this brown or maybe this brown, and just kind of smoke this end area up. With eyeshadow, again, sadly I don't have any tips other than make sure you're blending it out. That's the only thing I got for y'all. That's all I'm gonna do. It's really that easy. I'm just so talented. Yeah, kidding. Now we're gonna go ahead and go in with an eyeliner to snatch up our eyes just a little bit. Next, we're gonna go in with two different highlighters. The first one is gonna be from Fenty, if it'll focus, Fenty Beauty, and this is in the shade Prosecco 02. And then the next one is my holy grail. This is the Too Faced Moon Crush, and this is in the shade Shooting Star. We're gonna go ahead and apply just a little bit to the lids. I know this is such a funny angle, y'all. Just to show y'all. And I think the easiest way to apply like any highlighter on the lids is always with my fingers. Kind of like. We're gonna apply a little bit to the nose. And this is with a Morphe brush. It's so old, I don't even know. This stuff glistens so much. And then to the nose. Now we're gonna add a few finishing touches. Under the eyes, I'm gonna go in with the same Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette, and I'm gonna grab the same shades, which is like the truffle, the maple, and nude, and we're gonna apply that under the eye and blend it out. We're gonna go ahead and go in with the Tarte Man-Eater, and then we're also gonna probably go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the Lash Sculpt Mascara. I'm gonna add in the lip combo that I might do, just in case y'all see it in the intro and y'all wanna know what it is that I'm using. This is what I'm gonna end up doing if I decide to do it. I'm gonna go in with the Juvia's Place lip liner, and this is in the shade Brownie. It's just a regular lip liner. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Juvia's Place, and this is in the shade Lulu. If I have that lip, like that bright red lip combo, and at the beginning this is what I ended up using. I just want to eat first before I do my lip combo, because then I'm gonna have to redo it and then I'm gonna get lipstick all over my face if it's not dry yet. So yeah, that's the lip combo I'm gonna end up doing. Thank you so much for watching today's Get Ready With Me. If you enjoyed, let me know down in the comment below what your favorite tip or trick was. I definitely enjoyed doing a simple Get Ready With Me, so if y'all want more of these, please let me know and I will deliver that. And once again, thank you so much for watching today's video. I will see y'all next time. Bye, dolls.